If you're going to be doing a bet for the Sunderland game, then look no further than Boyle Sports, not only West Ham United's official partner, but also Hammers Chat's official partner. The link is in the description below. If you're doing a bet builder for Sunderland, then use the link. You'll get 25% boost on your bet builder. All right, that's in conjunction with all the other offers we got. So if you sign up now, you've got to use the link below to get all this stuff. You can't just go and Google search this stuff. Use the link below in the description. Deposit a tenner, spend a tenner in a bet, you'll get 40 quid's worth of stuff credited to your account. That's £30 worth of sports bets, another £10 worth of casino bets. 18 years and above, gamble responsibly, so no boys and girls for this one. Only mums and dads. Check out the terms and conditions below. Right, I'm going to have to find it. I'm going to have to restrain myself and not rant too much in this video because I've been triggered. That's the truth of the matter. I've been triggered, and you've got to be careful with this. Or I've got to be careful because I've already been tricked already this season. I got very much triggered with the goalkeeper situation, and I'm determined not to do it now. But what has concerned me right now is a report in the Telegraph. Well, I say this, a report on OneFootball, which is crediting the Telegraph. I can't read it because it's behind a paywall, but they would. They've got no reason to lie. That Nottingham Forest are confident of tying up a deal for Mateus Fernandes. This has got me to DEFCON 10 or whatever it is. I am on the Richter scale. I'm about to go, right? I really am, because if West Ham miss out on this, because the report says that £50 million is too much, we know this, but there could be a compromise at £40 million, then they can get him. Then there's no reason West Ham can't do this. West Ham were the front runners for this guy. If we miss out to Nottingham Forest, who, by the way, it looks like are just about to sign James McAtee as well, and quite possibly Douglas Luiz, I think I'm done. I don't want to explode now. I really want this player. It's not just about wanting the player. And I want to see some evidence at the start of the season to see how we're going to play. But if West Ham lose out and miss out on this target to Nottingham Forest, having missed out on our other midfield targets, then this is not good at all. I'm going to save it for now. I'm going to save explosion, the implosion, maybe, until we get a little bit more evidence on this. I don't want to do a whole kick-off video and then it doesn't. I don't want to go all John Victor on it and then we don't sign him. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to leave it there, right, for this particular video. But I'm just letting you know, if I seem a little bit agitated, I am. I'm very, very concerned about this. I'm concerned going into the season. I'm going to repeat myself because I said this numerous times at the end of last season. I'm very worried about this season. I'm very worried about it. I'm worried about our inability to sign players. I'm worried about that. And I said I will chill out a bit once I see we're able to sign some. And I did. With Juff a bit. Certainly with Mateus Fernandes. But the midfield is the problem area. A huge problem area. I'm going to talk about an article which wasn't bound to paywall from Jacob Steinberg, Guardian journalist and a West Ham fan, because it might calm me down a little bit. And I'm not looking to trigger. I don't want to trigger anyone with this video. I don't want anyone going, oh, I can't believe we've lost out on Fernandes, because we haven't yet. But if we do, that's the point I'll go, right? So let's just put it there. What Steinberg has said is West Ham are after a number 8 and a number 6. And we need to do both. That Graham Potter needs to do both for us to be able to retain possession of the football to help implement his style and play the way he wants to play. And I completely agree. And it was heartening to hear it. I wanted to hear this stuff. That's good. And I've got to try and separate that from my annoyance at this article that I just read before I recorded this video. In fact, it's been a far better video without me reading that article. But I can't avoid it. I can't avoid it. West Ham are in desperate need here. It's not just Nottingham Forest possibly getting... In fact, if you could even forget Fernandes, look at Nottingham Forest getting James McAtee and getting Douglas Luiz. It is what the other teams are doing, how much they seem to be going away from us. It's not just some bloke sat in his chair on a webcam worrying about West Ham. Jamie Carragher, I think, whatever it was, Sky Sports or the overlap, he said he's worried. He's worried, he don't care, but he said West Ham could get relegated. There's a lot of people saying West Ham could get relegated. We're certainly we're in most people's bottom 5. Now, what do the pundits know? Not a lot, but I don't think they're being mean on purpose to West Ham. I think they're looking at the team. I think they're looking at our struggles last season. I think they're looking at our lack of activity in this transfer window. And they're coming to that conclusion, which they're quite within their rights to do. It is a worry. We're going to find out a lot more after Sunderland. And particularly, look, we're going to find out very, very quickly. We're going to have Sunderland, Chelsea, we're going to have Wolves. If Graham Potter does want a number 8 and a number 6, basically if he wants like a holding midfielder and then someone a bit more creative or a box-to-box player, which is absolutely right, then he's really going to need to push this through to get it done. Because if we don't, we're in dire trouble. We are in dire trouble. We're in for a season of struggle. And make no mistake about it, it'll be him that goes. Even though it is absolutely 100%, I was going to say 100%, like 80% David Sullivan and 20% Karen Brady, if you want. Absolutely the fault of them that will be in this situation, because the hiring of Lopetegui was a disaster. The 20%, mate, we don't know with Potter yet, but he's going to need to be backed. I don't want to go in. I feel sorry for Potter. I do. I do feel sorry for him. I don't feel he's necessarily being backed, but I don't like the things he's saying either. It feels like he's towing the company line a bit. Oh, maybe we don't need anybody. I hope he's just putting it out there and we are going to get some players. And that's why I don't want to fully kick off now, right? Because I want to see what happens. We've got a game tomorrow. I want to enjoy the game. We can win the game. If we win the game and then we sign some players, then honestly, we can... And those players turn out to be good, and we can probably relax a little bit. But these two players we desperately need. There's no two ways about it. And it's amazing. It's amazing how far we appear to have fallen with clubs, and I don't mean it as any disrespect, but I'm just going to say it as it is, with clubs that really were below us. When the pledge was made of moving to the Olympic Stadium and the 10-point plan and world-class football in a world-class stadium, and all of that bollocks, right? There was no way you would have looked at teams like Bournemouth and Fulham and Brentford and Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. There was no way. You just wouldn't have factored it in. And the fact that they are now so far ahead of us is horrendous. It's horrendous. And I am very, very worried that this is going to play out now. And I hope to be proven wrong, but I would be lying to you if I said I had any confidence. It is out of purely me being cautious about kicking off about something that hasn't happened yet. That's all this is. Nottingham Forest haven't signed Mateus Fernandes. We still could sign him. I don't firmly believe it, but I'm just being cautious. And we haven't started losing lots of games. That's all it is. It's that me being cautious, because neither of those things have happened yet. But I'm worried that they will. It's this transfer window has been highly concerning. I was going to say an abomination and disastrous. We haven't seen how it plays out yet. So we're going to hold back on those things. But massively concerning, massively worrying. And I said that I would get to the end of this window and would see where we were. I said that I would chill out as we started signing players. And we've shown... It's almost like we've had a series of false starts, if you want. Okay, we've done a little bit, so I've had some encouragement along the way. But if you were to say to me at the start of the window that we'd have signed a goalkeeper, we'd have signed a couple of fullbacks, Callum Wilson, but we still weren't able to sign any midfielders, I would have said, yes, that's the stuff I'm worried about. That's the stuff I'm worried will happen. Those were my concerns. If you'd have told me then we won't have, apart from Callum Wilson, we won't have signed a striker, I said, Marlon, I'm not, nah, that can't be the case. There are reasons to be hopeful. I wouldn't say cheerful, hopeful. That is that we still have Jared Bowen. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And at the moment, and I mean at the moment, we still have Lucas Paqueta. The type of players who can possibly, you would hope, be good enough to ensure you don't go down. But we should have added vastly to that. I have very, very little confidence that we are going to be, as we stand at the moment, particularly with the composition of the midfield, that we are really going to be able to do anything at all. And it will really take something. This is what I'm not over at this point. I'm not bothered about style of football. I'm not. We got to do whatever we can. If it means keeping it tight at the back and getting scrapping a couple of wins at the start of the season, honestly, then that's what we got to do. But it's a major concern. This is a major concern, and this will go down really badly. See, the thing is, it's not like being linked to a player that we were never going to bid for. There have been players like that in this transfer window, right? That maybe we were never going to bid for them, and we lost out on them, and people get angry, right? I'll tell you what, Tyler Morton would be a good example. We didn't bid for Tyler Morton, right? So you can be disappointed it goes to France, but realistically, were we ever really interested? No. This Fernandes deal is very, very different. And that is, we were interested and we bid. We bid. So there's no way of wrapping this up. Not only have we bid, we've said we're bidding and we're not bidding anymore. If we do that, and then someone else gets him because they are prepared to bid more, then what does it say about West Ham? I'll tell you, if this happens, and they should probably be aware of this, the board, this is going to go down really, really badly. Really badly. Because there's no hiding place. If West Ham struggle this season, there is no hiding place. It is 100% the board's fault for the way that they've hired managers and the way that they've dealt with things behind the scenes and then just not recruited. I don't want to begin to. I can't even at this point speculate yesterday's video about these credit facilities that we've opened up. And we're still bringing no players in. I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But this is not good. This is not a good look. If we've opened up those credit facilities and go and buy the players, if it means we've got to pay an extra 10 million to get Fernandes over the line, go and do it. Go and get him over the line. I mean, it almost doesn't. You look at, they've kept Morgan Gibbs-White, Nottingham Forest. They might sign Douglas Luiz. And they got Elliot Anderson there as well. James McAtee signed, and they might sign Fernandes as well. I mean, they are. Every one of those smashes their way into the West Ham team. Seriously. And we say, oh, it's really, really hard to... This is it. This winds me right up. We say that we find it hard. It's hard to bring in players that are better than the midfielders we've got. It's bullshit. It really is. Because Nottingham Forest got 5 of them. James Ward-Prowse, at points last season, couldn't even get onto their bench. They said you can have him back. Yeah, he's going to start. He's going to start against Sunderland tomorrow. Yet we say, oh, it's hard to find anyone better than Ward-Prowse. I'm telling you, there is no hiding place now, and I find it very, very hard. I'm going to go now and find it very hard not to get agitated about this. We've had a whole summer window to deal with this stuff. And look where we are now. This better not happen. That's all I'm saying. This better not happen. Anyway, don't forget, if you want to do your bet builder, use the link below. 25% boost.